my channel and thank you for playing this video. Our topic today is all about Feng Shui for 2022. But before we start, please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell to get you notified of my future videos. And please follow me also in my Instagram account. It's in the screen, alright? Okay, so by the way, I have good news, okay? I have free ebook that you can actually download. It summarizes all the flying stars for 2022. But for the time being, before you download, please finish this entire video to give you more information. The first part of our video is all about the forms for the main door, for the bedroom, and for the kitchen. And the latter part is all about the flying stars for 2022. The first form I want you to avoid is having a set of stairs facing your main door without any landing space. This actually prevents the key flow from entering your space, which can cause disharmony or obstruction or challenges in terms of your career or your wealth. The next form you actually want to avoid is your main door facing another main door. Same goes to the stairs. This actually prevents the key from entering your space as there's competition from both sides. So when that happens, is there's harmony or career challenges or wealth challenges amongst all the occupants. Last part for the main door is upon entering in, there's totally dark interior. This actually is too much yin, and too much yin in your entire space can cause mental issues amongst the occupants. So as much as possible, we want our space to accept natural yang energy from our environment. Okay, as much as possible, we don't want it to be too much yin or too dark when it comes to your interior. Okay, next form I want you to process and remember is all about the bedroom. Okay, so the first form that I want you to avoid is having a beam above your bed or a split type aircon on top of your bed. This actually squeezes or suppresses the key. This causes the occupants to actually have disruptions in terms of their sleep. So as much as possible, we want to avoid a beam or a split type aircon or anything or a desk above our head to prevent the key from being suppressed. Alright? The last form that you want to avoid for your bedroom is mirror facing your bed. Okay? This doesn't necessarily mean that this actually prevents you from having any third party. It's not. The reason why we want to avoid the mirror facing our bed is because we want to avoid too much glare affecting our sleep. Of course, because of the mirror, it reflects the glare from the external environment. So as much as possible, we want to avoid the mirror facing the bed to avoid obstruction when it comes to our sleep. The next form we're going to discuss is all about the kitchen. Okay, the first form that we want to avoid is placing our kitchen at the center of our home. This is bad form. Okay, this is has long-term effect to all the occupants, as this can cause a lot of disharmony amongst the occupants. So avoid placing your kitchen at the center of your home. The next form you want to avoid is letting your stove face the main door. This can cause illness issues, at the same time disharmony amongst the occupants, arguments, disagreements. Okay, so this is not something that we actually want to have, especially in a family home. So as much as possible, please avoid placing your stove directly facing the main door. The next form that you don't have to worry about is the stove beside the ref. Okay, you don't have to worry about this. I understand the ref produces water or it's cold or something, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it represents water element. Okay, the only thing that you have to worry about if your stove is beside the sink, that's it, not ref. Ref is not part of Feng Shui, and Feng Shui doesn't even consider this as part of any activation, the refrigerator. Don't worry about it if your stove is directly beside the ref. Next part of this video is all about the flying stars for 2022. Just to remind you, I have a free ebook. Please download. But finish this video first, alright? Finish this video first because I'm going to give you more instruction that you have to remember in terms of you practicing your own Feng Shui. Please download, click at the caption box, and yes, download and please share it to your friends and family. It's all for free. Okay, so we're now going to talk about the flying star for 2022, and here's the Lo Shu for 2022. Alright, so what do they actually mean and how do we actually use the numbers? Okay, the first thing that you have to remember, in order for Feng Shui to actually work, you have to find out what is your goal by the end of 22. Okay, and then from there, you have to be specific. You can't just say, I want to be wealthy. Okay, it's better if you give a specific amount that you want to actually achieve by the end of the year. Now, from there, after giving specific wishes and goal setting, the next step is to identify which amongst the number will actually help you one step closer to your goal. In order to activate these sector, you have to remember that Feng Shui is all about the natural energy in your space. So that being said, you don't have to place any ornaments, you don't have to put any trinkets. All you have to do is just simply stay in that sector. It's faster to actually get the energies or the effects of all the flying star by simply staying in that sector, working in that sector, facing that sector, and so on. Alright, so you don't have to worry about buying things in order to activate this sector. Just keep the sector as busy as possible with all the activities that you can do that's related to your career, your school, your relationship, and so on and so forth. Alright, so here are their definition. Flying Star 1 is all about noble people, support, mentors, and so on. So if you're currently looking for a set of people that would support you in your ventures, or if you're in sales and you need people to actually buy from you, this is actually a good sector to actually activate all throughout 2022. So for Flying Star 2, this is not actually a good sector, this especially for the annual basis. This is actually good for long term, this is good for properties, but since we're talking about the annual Flying Star 2 is not really good, as this actually causes illness issues to all the occupants. So as much as possible, we want to keep the Flying Star 2 as quiet as possible. If say for instance, we cannot keep this quiet as possible, the best cure that you can actually do is place 60 kilos of metal in that sector. And just make sure that you place it at the right time and at the right hour. Don't worry, in the free ebook, there is a specific date and best hour to actually place those cure, just to make sure that you place it at the time where the energy will be accepting of your cure, or yes, cure of mitigating the sector. Okay? Flying Star 3, this is actually good for building confidence, but if you have bad forms in your space, this can contribute to lawsuits or argument, disagreement, and so on. And if you have bad forms in the sector, it's best to avoid this sector to avoid further problems that would lead to arguments or lawsuits. But if your form is well and good, it's positive, it's lush mountains and so on, then it's actually good to activate this sector, because this sector builds confidence, especially if there's something that you want to open, write a book, open a business, and so on and so forth. Alright? Okay, so for Flying Star 4, this is all about peach blossom. This is also all about information and knowledge. So if you're currently looking for a new relationship, you're single and ready to mingle, then this is a good sector to actually activate for 2022. But if you're a student and if you want to process all the information that's given to you by your teacher as easily as possible, this sector is a good sector to activate. Flying Star 5 is not really a good sector, especially if this is your first time to actually practice Feng Shui in your life. Flying Star 5 is all about misfortune, loss of wealth. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Okay, so in order to mitigate this, same goes to the cure that we have for Flying Star 2. We place 60 kilos of metal on the ground, okay, and make sure that you place them at the right time and at the right hour, so that the energies will actually accept it as a cure for the Flying Star 5. Just make sure that the day doesn't clash with you, with your animal or your animal. Okay, so just make sure that the metal objects are placed on the ground at a specific time and at a specific hour. And don't forget that timing is everything when it comes to Feng Shui. Okay, so alright. For the Flying Star 6, if you want to be influential, someone that's important, someone that has a say on things in terms of your community, your business, your career, then this is a good sector to activate. For the Flying Star 7, this is all about communication. However, if you have bad forms in your sector, this can contribute to theft and robbery. And for Flying Star 8, this is all about new opportunities, new work, new gigs, new ventures that you can actually tap. And if that's something that you actually need for 2022, please activate this sector. And last but not the least is Flying Star 9. It's all about happiness, popularity, creativity, inspiration, joy. This is a good sector to activate if you need any of those things, especially if it fits your goal for 2022. I hope you learned something today, and I hope to see you in my next video. It's all about the forecast for all the 12 animals. And I thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!